Hello ladies and gentlemen, Nick here, and welcome to this mini ranking of A Christmas Carol 2019 miniseries episodes. So I'll be ranking the 3 episodes from the 2019 A Christmas Carol miniseries. You can check out my free reviews out now already of the miniseries. So without further ado, let's go right in. The episodes we are looking at are episode 1, episode 2, and episode 3. Yeah, like War of the Worlds 2019, they don't actually have titles. And the same will be for Dracula when I get around to that. And again, 3 episodes for that one. So, A Christmas Carol. Now, with War of the Worlds, it was episode 1, 3, 2 for the order. So let's see what the order for A Christmas Carol is. Well, I can safely say we move 1 episode to the back, and then the rest is the same. So number 3 is, for me, the weakest episode, is the one that has the weakest writing, as far as, for me, episode 2. My least favourite is because some of the decisions they decide to go when exploring Christmas past. Like I mentioned in my review of episode 3, I think this one could have been an 8 out of 10, but some certain decisions they decide to go knocked it down to a 7, and it looks nice. It looked like a good episode. Some good visuals, but some of the storytelling isn't that great. The whole Scrooge was sexually harassed subplot feels icky, and the final couple minutes where it implies Scrooge wants Mrs. Cratchit to do some sexual activities or to have sex with him as for payment to get the money to pay for Tiny Tim's operation. Yeah, it feels uncomfortable, and it leaves us on a kind of an uncomfortable edge for next episode. As apart from that, I think it's more or less good, but it does take the writing, yeah. Apart from that, it's pretty good, although I think it does take ages in the past. I mean, I know we got some really cool characters like Ali Adi, I believe, and these people that goes to Christmas past show Scrooge, becomes the show Scrooge, these characters. That's fun, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel completely right. There's something wrong. Maybe, probably because it's skipping some of the stuff from the book. It's ignoring quite a little bit. So there's the whole Scrooge had a girlfriend 1 point bit, but that's sort of a little glossed over a little bit. It does have the family that never was, but besides that, it's a little glossed over. But yeah, I don't know. It's mainly for some less tasteful elements in this series. I know it's trying to be darker, but it doesn't work with this established story. If it was Peaky Blinders or Taboo that the creators created, then I'm sure that would have been fine for their series, because that's their series. That's their creations. But for A Christmas Carol, it feels out of place, even for a dark version. More adult version. Anyway, moving on to my number 2 choice. I actually didn't expect this episode to be that good. I actually was not to be honest, I wasn't expecting the series to like the series that much, especially as it's going to be 3 hours long. But after watching episode 2, I thought it might actually need a 4th hour, but thankfully episode 3 wrapped this up quickly. And part of that reason was episode 1 being a very setty-uppy story episode. But nevertheless, they actually succeeded, and episode 1, which is my number 2 choice, was actually better than I expected. Having fun, it's the season, love and understanding. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone. Ooh, Merry Christmas, everyone. Episode 1 is actually pretty good. I like how they've got a lot of stuff with Marley. I actually find the angle of taking a not as rude or angry Scrooge a good thing, as a good direction at this point, before delving into the terrible deeds he has done, with a glimpse of which at the very end of the episode. Also, I think it's a decent setup. The only thing I wasn't so keen on when I first watched it was this subplot with Mrs. Cratchit. But however, that being introduced here does make a lot of sense, as it will play out later on in episodes 2 and 3. It's just that in episode 1, it just felt a bit odd. That's really about it. Episode 1, I don't really have a huge amount to talk about. My favourite episode, however, my number 1 choice, is episode 3, the season finale, the satisfactory, mostly, finale.
The snowman brings the snow, well, he just might like to know. He's put a great big smile on somebody's face. If you jump into your bed, quickly cover up your head. Don't you lock the doors, you know the sweet Santa Claus.
I was originally going to give this a 9 out of 10, but during the review, I thought, actually, no, there is some problems with it, that 9 is a bit too high. I'll give it an 8. So it's the better of the 2 8 out of 10s. I think it's a satisfactory ending. We finish up the stuff in the past, which ends up not being as distasteful as we were expecting. There isn't a huge amount of stuff for the present or future scenes, but there is enough for the present stuff to actually be good. And the future things, I think we could have a bit more time with. The problem with not finishing the past stuff in episode 2 is that episode 3 was left to finish up the past stuff, do the present stuff, do the future stuff, and then wrap up the story with the whole Scrooge being enlightened with changing his ways, seeing the Cratchits, etc. And that's all done well, that's all done really well. But I think that if there was more time for the present and future stuff, I think we could add a bit more time with it. And I think some bits could have been handled a bit better. But I do like, and it's also Scrooge's redemption sort of is a little bit. I mean, he's not really he decides he doesn't want redemption because of all the nasty things he's done, which is fair. And then he just says he wants Tiny Tim. Just the only thing they want changed is Tiny Tim to be alive. And then snap, the ghosts feel like he's repented. Marley can rest in peace, and Scrooge has now got another chance. That's all it took, I guess. I mean, yeah, he does have a heart. He does care. But that one thing was what saved him. I mean, yeah, maybe they knew. Maybe if they knew if they forgave him and he woke up the next morning, he can then save him. Which ultimately it seems he does. So yeah, it's a bit quick. It's a bit hurried, and I think that's one problem with having having more than one episode for Christmas Past, is because if it goes into the next episode, you're going to waste time where that could have been slow. You could have had more to do with in the present and future, and maybe Scrooge could then be developed more as a human being. It does feel a bit quick though, but the ending is is good. And I think it works with this series. So, yeah, that's my reviews. And so that's my ranking of the 2019 A Christmas Carol miniseries. To recap the list, number 3 is episode 2, number 2 is episode 1, and number 1 is episode 3. So, that's it from me. Thank you for watching. And that's it from anything Christmas related at time recording. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Christmas. I mean, it's not over for 2019 TV reviews. I said I would do his Dark Materials Series 1, and I would have to do that before Series 2 comes around. So hopefully some point throughout in 2020. Meanwhile, I'll also be doing Dracula miniseries, hopefully next week, to do that. And then we should, besides his Dark Materials, we should be done for 2019 and roll on, well, Dracula's 2020. We'll be rolling into further 2020 stuff, such as, like Dracula and Doctor Who Series 12. So, yeah, that's it from me. Also, as it's no longer Christmas, I can't show you any Christmas tree, which would have been nice. I could have put it on because it's getting a bit dark. Anyway, so that's it from me. Thank you for watching this ranking. Thank you for watching my A Christmas Carol 2019 miniseries reviews. I'll see you guys next time, probably for the Dracula miniseries, or Doctor Who Series 12, or whatever else comes this way. See you guys next time. Goodbye.
When the snowman brings the snow, when the snowman brings the snow, when the
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Nicholas Payne Retro YouTube channel. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the reason this one in particular is my least... Anyway, so moving on to my number 2 choice. This one is actually an episode I've got some stuff in the present, which thankfully we get a bit of time. There isn't enough